What's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. Thank you very much for joining. How are we all doing? It is Saturday, guys, and honestly a lot has happened in the last couple of days. I'm very excited to talk about everything. I didn't really want to rush this stream because I feel like a lot of people have already talked about the court case itself. Yeah, no hat today, guys. No hat today at all. But I'm actually very interested in what's going to have happened. Hey, Bandit. Sorry, guys, my dog's... Bandit, you want to come here? You want to come here, mate? You want to say hello quickly? Come here. Oh. Sorry, guys. Bandit wants to say hello. But I think a lot of people are very interested to kind of find out more about what happened with the little interview that happened outside Onision's house with BillyTheFridge. You're looking good. Cheers. Thank you. This is my dog Bandit. He's feeling a little bit needy today, so yeah, it's pretty interesting. But how are we, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, so for anybody who doesn't know, a couple of days ago, Onision was in court. So was Repsion as well, and they had a little bit of a court case. It ended very quickly. Wasn't necessarily a big surprise to people. But it seemed that... I mean, I was actually surprised that Onision even attended. I genuinely did not think that Onision was even going to go to the court case. It didn't, you know... but yeah, he did. He did. He went there not wearing normal attire for court, something that you would expect, right? He went wearing his... Okay, actually no. It's not even the fucking suit that he was wearing. He was wearing a bulletproof vest underneath his top, and apparently it was on backwards. I don't know if you guys have looked at the picture for this live stream, but what the fuck is going on there? Look at that. Can you see it? I mean, that's definitely not his fucking flesh. I'll tell you that. But I think he's wearing a bulletproof vest backwards, and I mean, I think a lot of people found this really funny, and I'm not gonna lie, guys, like, when I first saw it, I thought it was funny too, but then I kind of thought about it a little bit, and I thought, what's going through Onision's head where he decides that he needs to wear a stab vest? Yikes. You know what I mean? Like, it's... Because the thing is, right, if you're in a situation where there are literally, like, tens of thousands of people who fucking hate you, and literally, like, some people send you threats all the time wanting you to die and shit, right? I don't know, I think a lot of people would probably wear a fucking a bulletproof vest or a stab vest to the courthouse. I don't know. Some people could argue that it's definitely paranoia, maybe. Yeah, I suppose so. Especially considering that some people do actually see him out and about, like traveling in shops and stuff on the, on the West Coast. So I don't know, but it's just weird vibes. So anyway, as you guys are probably aware, you're not allowed to have like your phones on in the courthouse. Thank you, take it. Thank you very much for the money. But obviously you guys are aware that you can't like have your phones on. You can't record shit in the courthouse. That's not cool. But a number of people did actually kind of make a note. They kind of wrote down everything that was being said in the courthouse. And I'm not going to go through all of the kind of the transcripts of that. But I thought I would read something that another channel has actually posted on their Twitter. Which is Drama and Opinions, if you guys watch her. But I would like to read this, and and then we can talk about it a little bit. How about that? All right, here we are. Bandit, you right? You okay, mate? You okay? Jesus Christ. There's audio from the court going around too. Oh, really? What the fuck? What are people doing, man? It's crazy. Because you guys can't read all of this, but I'm going to read it out to you anyway, so it's fine. So it says the following. He just radiated disdain. When he came up to the stand in front of the judge, he smacked the envelopes down on the counter in front of him. He proceeded to stand there as if aggrieved the entire time and kept making put-upon sighs. When he went to sign off on the dismissal on Chris's case, he picked up the wrong pen. It was an electronic pen. and let it drop audibly. It was like he forgot that he was the one to cause all of this mess, and he blamed everyone else in that courtroom, from the judge to the people who were just there to wait for their own cases to be seen. Maybe not as bad as people the judge sees every day, but definitely more restrained than we've seen him. But bad court behaviour. I really have to wonder if he didn't decide to walk back his nonsense rather than pursue a case that was so clearly not in his favour. His ego is such that any public legal blow against it would be unacceptable. I'll be really interested to see whether he actually does anything further, or whether he just never speaks of this again. If there's another court date in the future, I'll definitely try to be there. And it's very, very interesting. And I want to actually say this. I think this is really, really important that I state this. Onision filed against the wrong Chris Hansen. I don't know how you do that. I guess it's quite easy to do, but he filed against a random dude, a random guy called. I feel sorry for that man. There's this random dude in America called Chris Hansen who literally got sent, like, he got told that he needs to come to court, and you know, oh god, I'd be getting a fucking name change, guys. I'll tell you. Yeah, it's real dumb. You'd think that Onision would be a little bit smarter about it, like he'd kind of prepare things better, but you know, apparently not. You know, it's just kind of weird vibe. Yeah, apparently Repsion's 5'10". That's what at least he said in a tweet recently. I mean, that's the average height for a guy. I'm 5'10", everybody. But Greg always says that he's 5'11", doesn't he? People have been saying that in the courthouse he's not that tall. He's kind of a shorter lad. Do you think he's been lying about his height? Because let's be honest, how many people have actually met Onision over here? It's like, how many people have actually like seen him at like a meet and greet? I don't know. Is he actually 5'11"? Yeah, is he actually 5'11"? Oh yeah, I mean that was the angle though, Kaylee. I don't care what people say. It was definitely the angle on that photo. But a lot of people in the courthouse are saying that he was short too, weren't he? He's shrinking from old age. Yeah, it's all the stress. It's shrinking him very slowly. Repsion said that Onision was shorter than him, and it shows in the photo. Yeah, but I think the photo, like I said, I don't think the photo is a good representation of the height difference, really. But more so, and I think it's important to say, a lot of men make comments about the other, like, men talk about each other's height as to kind of shame them. Like, you gotta remember, like, with women, I guess there are obviously, you know, things that women say to each other to kind of, like, put each other down. We have the same things for men, you know, height, penis size of your muscles, etc. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know if that's actually true. You know, I don't know if Onision is actually shorter. He could be. I wouldn't know unless I was standing next to him and got a fucking measuring tape out, innit? Like, you can help how tall you are. Exactly. It's just, there are some things that are real dumb, innit? Maybe if he was 5'11", he would be closer to the sky and have more sense. maybe. Or maybe he'd have his head in the clouds and he wouldn't be able to see straight or think straight either. Repsion tweeted that he was taller. Yeah, but that sounds like a big fuck you, doesn't it? It just sounds like banter. It doesn't really sound like anything like that we should be believing. It doesn't sound like fact to me, but, you know, whatever. So anyway, guys, after the 15-minute long court case that we thought was going to be more interesting, Onision and Repsion went out and greeted their fans. Repsion greeted dozens of different people, and Onision greeted himself. Onision greeted himself. But, you know, they both obviously left. Everybody left the courthouse, and later into that evening, an interview happened with a YouTuber by the name of BillyTheFridge. And I don't really know very much about BillyTheFridge. I do not care to be honest. I I kind of don't really know many people, and that's not like me being offensive or anything. It's just like I don't really know a lot of people in this community, and I don't really watch a lot of people. But I was looking at my Twitter, and I've been looking at my Twitter last day or so, and the amount of people who've been talking about how crazy that interview was. I mean, I feel like you could consider it an interview. You know, I usually feel like an interview is quite a professional concept. Like it's something quite serious. Like it's one person interviewing and asking questions to another person, but it's like a professional format. It didn't really feel very professional. But then again, how professional can it be when you're literally standing outside in the dark, being dry humped by a 35-year-old man? You know, it's interesting to say the least. Oh, by the way, that did happen. Do you want Bandit? Do you want the pig? Oh, do you want the pig? Yeah, you want the pig? Go on then. There you go. Back to mummy. So there are a couple of people who were involved in this interview. So it was a BillyTheFridge, a man named Joe, I believe, and also obviously the man himself, the myth, the legend, Onision. And it was interesting because it was done outside the house. It was one of those like IRL live streams, and just for anybody who doesn't know the IRL culture. There's a lot of YouTubers and a lot of live streamers who will do these IRL streams where they will be outside, they will go to random places, and usually they will have like text-to-speech on, so when they get donations, a robot voice will say the text, just like what I have on my live streams. And they usually do things that are kind of like ridiculous or funny or embarrassing. And it's usually like a lot of people who do IRL streams, it's just for money. Like it's just like trying to make money, trying to gain subs. You know, it's all about that. And it's about, I suppose, from the streamer's perspective, it's about engaging and entertaining the audience and having fun. Yeah, it's like trolling in real life, right? And, you know, there's the infamous Ice Poseidon, who, you know, kind of, in my opinion, he was the founding father of the IRL live streams, and he's had a very crazy career, and he still obviously does what he does, but he's been banned on multiple platforms, he's been swatted and doxxed and all sorts of shit. You know, IRL's a scary concept. But from what I've kind of gathered, and I've been reading about this, and I'm not, you know, I don't necessarily have too much backing on all of this, but I heard that originally Billy was going to confront Onision, and it ended up not going that way, and it ended up going very differently. That's what I've been reading. I am aware that Billy used to be friends with Onision, and Billy said that he didn't want to do it, but then did want to do it, and it just seemed like he was almost coerced by his audience and those around him into doing it. And peer pressure is a bitch, you know, it really is. But we're not 15 anymore, yeah. We're not still in school. We're not standing around with our friends and they pull out a cigarette and go, "You want one?" You know, you're a fucking adult, dude. You know, it's just, you know, like we're not kids anymore, guys. And it's just you've got to be more in control. You can't just say, "Oh, it's peer pressure, YOLO," right? And even if your audience, I mean, it's interesting because I'm not actually against what he did, because I actually like the fact that he interviewed Onision, because it allowed us to see Onision in his element, the element of just stupidity that is him, right? So I have value, I have appreciation for Billy for doing it, but the way that he did it, the way that this Joe character involved himself and made comments that were really unnecessary, that actually upset a lot of people. I'm aware that a lot of people are giving Billy shit for what this Joe guy was saying. It was very clear to me that Joe is friends with Onision. There is actually that I believe that's the guy who hugged Greg at the start of their conversation. They actually had like an embrace. I'll show you guys. Actually, here it is. Can we make it look a little bit nicer? There we go.
We're live on YouTube right now.
Oh my God.
We tried to make it to court and we got there late.
Oh my God. Hey, look good.
Hey, thank you. We were gonna come see you at court and see Repsion and see the circus, and my God.
Nice big hug. Nice big hug. And I don't know, it was an interesting interview because whilst I didn't really know of Billy before, and at least I know of him now, obviously. And it does, I guess he's got a lot of clout from doing this because I think everybody's talking about it. Everybody who's kind of following this is kind of talking about this interview. But yeah, he's obviously kind of egged on by his audience, by those around him. And I think Billy just kind of, he was opportunistic. You know, I think that's the best way of describing Billy in this situation. He was just taking an opportunity, you know, and didn't really plan or prepare or have any idea of really what he was getting himself into. And I'm not gonna lie, like, Greg isn't really, like, somebody you have to worry about. Like, the dude's literally, like, a bitch. But still, like, you gotta be careful about the things he's gonna say on your live streams, the way he's gonna make you look. There's back when I used to interview people a lot, there were certain people who I would not interview because I didn't want my platform to be used by people like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it's like, you just got to be kind of careful with those kind of situations. How much in donations did Billy get? I mean, not that it really matters. Like, I'm not one of these people who's, you know, going to be like, oh, well, because he made lots of money on the live stream, he's just like a money grubber. I don't think that's really fair to say, because I know that if he didn't make much money from the live stream, people would still be giving him shit. He made over wait, what? You're kidding me. See, when you guys said he got so much money, I assume you meant a couple of hundred. Wait, so Billy made thousands of dollars. You're kidding me. Because I wasn't there live. Is that just an assumption? Are you guys assuming? I guess the assumption is it's over 1,000, right? Yeah. 9K? Christ. Like, even if it's like 1,000, that's a lot for a live stream. Even if you're a big live streamer, you know. I was there live, really. Christ. With constant donations, I see. Who cares? Yeah, and I think that's a really good point. I mean, it's an interesting thing that he made a lot of money, but it doesn't really matter, you know, because I don't think. What I've really gathered from this is Billy was making a lot of money on his live stream, and people were donating to him, telling him, "Yo, go see Onision. Go see Onision. Go talk to Onision. Go interview Onision, blah, blah, blah." And he decided, well, you know, I'm making a lot of money, so why not? I'm not going to lie, guys. I don't really blame him. I don't really blame him for doing the interview. I think you know, a lot of you guys are like, you don't really maybe get it. But being a YouTuber or a live streamer, you know, you're not making a monthly wage that's, you know, the same every time. You know, you're not really stable, right? We don't know of Billy's, you know, finances. I think every single YouTuber who does interviews, who's maybe a little bit edgy, would do the exact same thing if they had that opportunity. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, but what's not a good look, though? In my opinion, what makes it a bad look isn't the fact that Billy wanted to speak to Onision. I think what the bad look is that Billy went there and it went to shit. Like, that is it. Like, if it went well and Billy and his friends who were with him were smart and intelligent and were careful, then I don't think it really would have been a big deal, right? Yeah, well, I don't know Billy very well, so I'm speaking from a position of unbiased. So just remember that, guys. YouTube takes a cut too, though, right? If it's through Super Chat, then yeah. If it's through Streamlabs, no. Streamlabs gets like a really small cut. I think it's minuscule. But yeah. But yeah. The people he was with made it a bad look. See, you know what's funny? I don't think Billy. I don't know if Billy is like apologized or like got upset about the backlash. But if I was him, I wouldn't really give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, like at the end of the day, this kind of stuff. If he literally made $9,000 from one live stream, I'm sure he's literally like fucking just dancing. I'm sure he's dancing right now. He apologized all night. Really? Wow. Interesting. Okay, see, that's not a good look. It's not a good look to like do something for money and then like cry about it afterwards. Well, you know, not in all instances, but in this instance is what I'm referring to. Just not a good idea, is it? Anyway, so you're probably wondering what was so bad about this interview. You know, why are people in the chat complaining? Why have people been all angry on Twitter? Let's watch a couple of little snippets that I've found on various Twitter channels. I guess I'm going to be shouting out a couple of Twitters because I'm going to be showing the. Actually, no, I don't. Yeah, I guess I can, right? Here's one. Let's watch this.
Okay, so a message to everybody who is, not 18. You're not as hot as you think you are. You're actually fucking unbearable, okay?
What the fuck is this shit,
Your vaginas are, like, not special. They're not interesting. And the things you offer is basically nothing because you're jobless. You know very little about the world. And 30-year-olds are far more attractive than you are or...
Is he like on drugs? Like what is this shit? I have to restart at the vagina bit because this is kind of weird.
As you think you are. You're actually fucking unbearable, okay? Your vaginas are like not special. They're not interesting. And the things you offer is basically nothing because you're jobless.
Do you see his face when he says that? Like Billy's face, he's just like, huh?
You know very little about the world, and 30-year-olds are far more attractive than you are or have ever been. So stop thinking that, oh, I have candy fucking tits, everybody wants to fuck me. Okay, so a message...
Christ. Absolutely fucking Christ. So it's like, it's just crazy, man. Like, that is one of the things that he said on his live stream. The fact that he is even speaking about teenage girls' vaginas as his defense really does tell you guys that there is something quite wrong with this man. Quite strange with this man. And it's... I don't know, I just feel like putting down teenage girls, talking about how they're jobless and how they're not special, like how is that a takeaway from the things that he's been accused of? It's literally all he's doing to these questions and these remarks about him is doubling down and responding with, I hate people of that age. I hate teenagers. Your vaginas aren't special and you're jobless and your 30-year-olds are so much better. Like, it's so weird, man. Like, you don't expect this from a sane person, and I don't know. Anyway, let's watch this one. This is another one. Is it not gonna start? Can you start for me, bitch?
What about the videotaping the daughter?
I don't have to comment on anything.
It's pretty quiet, sorry guys.
Videotaping a daughter, that's completely lacking any context. And I know it's probably talking about private shit.
Ask about his daughter. Ask about his daughter.
Ask about his daughter. We'll be asking about people's private individuals today, and next week we'll be talking about something totally different. So what's the fucking point? That's kind of irritating, though. Imagine you have a kid that you kept private from the internet, and then a bunch of fucking scumbags do everything they can to try and make that a way to monetize their videos. They're like, oh, tragedy, dollar signs.
Guys, I'm such a fucking idiot. I'm actually such an idiot. Yikes. It's okay. This allows me to re-explain myself now, which really is fine, okay? So, I very, very rarely say this, but I have to agree with Onision on this. Like, I feel like a lot of people, they take advantage of other people's tragedies. I mean, there's that guy, what's his name? J Station, right? Who literally, like, when people die, he'll make videos about how, you know, they've contacted them on a Ouija board or whatever, right? And all this, like, I don't know if you guys know about that guy, but he's literally, like, he's awful. But kind of more so, it's like, no, I feel like there are lots of commentators who do kind of take advantage of these situations, and, you know, it makes me kind of wonder more about what I'm doing and like what I want to be commentating on, because I don't want to be taking advantage of other people's like misfortune and like innocent, especially like talking about innocent children. It's just it's messy, it's unnecessary. It doesn't take away from the things that Onision has said in the past and done in the past, but it's like, you know, why are we, you know, why are there people out there just taking advantage of all of this shit? You know, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, I heard that J Station is faking his girlfriend's death. Yikes, mate. Yikes. Fucking crazy. The media, yeah, I suppose so schizophrenic. Onision profited off people's deaths, reading their tweets post-mortem and making fun of them. He's very hypocritical regardless, but yes, this is messy. Oh yeah, April, I completely agree. And just because he's hypocritical, like you said, it doesn't matter. It's still messy either way. And that's one thing I've really noticed about Onision in general, is he's very, very hypocritical. He says that people shouldn't talk shit about him, they shouldn't try and cancel him. They shouldn't, you know, try and give him advice when they don't understand what he's going through. But for like, I don't know how many years, like a number of years, he was giving Eugenia Cooney so much shit for being underweight, for being, you know, like, for having an eating disorder. And it's like, dude, you're literally, you're one of the worst people, like, when it comes to this stuff. And you're having a go at other people for doing it to you. Like, I'd understand it if you were a person, like a YouTuber who had restraint, and you knew you had like a line that you didn't cross, something that you didn't do, and that line was quite fair. Like, you didn't talk about people's kids, you didn't really try and make things personal on your live streams or on your videos, things like that, then I'd get it. But Onision has crossed those boundaries so many times in the past. So it's like, how can he like, it's literally, he has dug himself a hole. That is literally it. He has dug himself a hole, because, you know, if you treat people like shit, they're going to treat you like shit. What goes around comes around, motherfucker. You know what I mean? So yeah. Let me try and... Can I actually, like, close this down? This is actually... Here we go. Thank fucking Christ. Alright, so there is one more video that I want to watch. And look, the actual, like, the portion of Billy's live stream that involved Onision is actually on YouTube. You guys can watch it. It's about 40 to 50 minutes long. If you guys are interested in seeing the whole thing, you can. I'm just showing you guys some of the more specific bits of it that I thought, that I found that were interesting on Twitter. And I thought it may give you guys a bit of an outline if you do not want to watch it. Of course. So this is actually unrelated to Onision. This is the guys that were with Billy, the camera team. Is probably the right way of looking at it. And I wanna watch this, and I wanna read the chat as well because it's pretty fucking yikes, guys. Okay. Do you have a public Twitter? I do have a public Twitter. I don't really like Twitter though. I feel very indifferent about Twitter these days. It's quite a toxic fucking platform, innit? But I'm mainly on Discord. That's literally where I live. Anyway, so let's have a look at this. So this is the somebody's recording on their phone of the live stream. We're gonna watch this, but look at some of the comments. Pedo protector, scammer. Billy the pedo protector is down here. You guys probably can't see it. Here we go. What a fucking yikes. Let's watch it.
We will not trespass.
Is this him coming home now?
There he is. Someone's honking. Is this the police? Hi. Yeah.
So a neighbor comes up and says, "This is a private community."
Been watching them and monitoring.
Yeah.
Cops have already been called.
Yeah.
We are asking that you keep the Onision bullshit out of our community because we live here.
Oh.
So we don't want it.
Yeah, guys. So some neighbors come up, ask them to fuck off, basically, to piss off. They do not want the Onision community in their residential community, which is pretty understandable considering the kind of people that Onision fucking draws and the kind of behavior that Onision is known for.
Right.
Please do not do this. Get in your car and leave. The sheriffs have been called.
First send the cops over.
Private roads, the sheriffs have been called.
Good. Oh.
Do you fucking hear these guys? They're like, oh, cool. Bring the cops in. Bring the cops. Like, what the fuck, dude? I want to re-listen to that. I want to hear exactly how he says it.
Get in your car and leave. The sheriffs have been called.
First send the cops over.
First, send the cops over.
Private roads, the sheriffs have been called.
Good. Oh.
Good.
They don't belong to the county. These are not public roads. We pay for them. He pays for them. You guys need to go.
That's true.
That's true. These guys literally have, like, half a brain between them, don't they?
That's very
Three
true.
Stooges.
That's the first sensible thing I've heard all night.
Sheriff is on his way.
The cops are coming. That's the first sensible thing I've heard.
So we should.
You guys crossed the bridge. The cops were called.
Yeah. So we should wait here.
We should wait here.
Seth, film it.
Not appropriate. This is a private community.
That's true. Okay.
This is a private community. It's all like really understandable though. Like I don't fucking blame the neighbors. Like the amount of shit they've probably had to go with having Onision as a neighbor. Like you think of like neighbors from hell, don't you? And I don't know how many of you guys have like troublesome neighbors, but I don't even know, man. It's scary stuff, definitely. Billy the Fridge will be in my nightmares. Yikes. SW, thank you for the donation. I really do appreciate it. That's cool as fuck. But guys, they had like 2,000, 3,000 people watching that live stream. I didn't know that Billy the Fridge was that big. I guess he's not that big. I guess he just got a lot of people because he was interviewing Onision. I never knew he was a big person. Like he had those kind of numbers. It's quite crazy, isn't it? 4K? Fucking yikes, guys. So anyway, I'm obviously very, very curious to know what is going to be happening next in this investigation. You know, is Onision going to file another restraining order against the men that he has done it against previously, or is he gonna let it go? Is he gonna let it slide? Is he gonna drop it? Because just like Drama and Opinions part on Twitter, I have to agree that I feel like Onision's the kind of person that he doesn't like to be embarrassed publicly. And I think that this whole situation is kind of embarrassing. You know, he got the name wrong. Everybody's laughing at him because he literally came into court wearing his wedding tux and a beanie and didn't look like he had washed his hair for the fucking court case, and he wore sneakers as well. Like, it's just, like, I'm not the kind of person who likes to, like, put down somebody's appearance, because, I mean, look at me, guys. I literally look like fucking Jesus, innit? I look like a cult leader, to be honest. But it's like, it's just funny. Like, if I was gonna go to court I would want to like wear something really, really professional. I'd want to look really smart, real clean, real nice. Maybe even shave, you know, get rid of the muff. You know what I mean? And then wearing a bulletproof vest underneath. Could you imagine, guys? You know what would be even funnier if he wore it over a suit? Could you imagine? Could you imagine if he walked in and he was wearing his suit and he had the bulletproof vest over it, and literally when he actually went into the courthouse, he took it off, and then when he went back out, he put it back on again and walked out? Could you? That would have been some great shit. That would have been so much more memorable than him putting on a bulletproof vest backwards and looking like a clown. I mean, he would have looked like a clown either way, but it would have been so much more, I don't know, it would have been more interesting, to say the least, I'd say. Dude really thinks he's Ted Bundy. I mean, wasn't Ted Bundy from, like, the state of Washington? Like, or was it Oregon? I forget. Definitely West Coast, if I recall. Yeah, it's interesting. Wait, wasn't Ted Bundy from Tacoma, right? Yeah, is that true? Anyway, I don't know too much about serial killers. It's not really my forte, unfortunately. But yeah, so, you know, I'm interested to see where things are going to go from here. Whilst I definitely understand why some people are unhappy with BillyTheFridge, I think you have to think kind of more logically about this. Billy gave us an opportunity to hear the ridiculous stuff that Onision says. And whilst we may not appreciate the way that it was done on Billy's end, the people who chimed in and involved themselves, and the kind of comments that he was saying and allowing on his live stream, they weren't really cool, right? But at the same time, at least we had the opportunity to see that, to hear that. It's for me, it's interesting, you know. I understand people disliking what he's done, but I feel like there's a real big issue on the internet with people who feel very, very comfortable attacking people. And we're not just talking criticism, because I feel, and I will say this, guys, there's a lot of people on Twitter who can't handle being criticized. But there are people on Twitter who go beyond that, who say things that are really unnecessary, who make up slanderous comments about other people and attack them relentlessly, atting them on Twitter, saying they're a bad person, said they made mistakes, harassing them. And this is the kind of shit that I'm really tired of seeing on Twitter. And I don't think it's ever going to really fucking change. I think a lot of people are just going to stop using Twitter because there is this whole thing. And the best way to really... If any of you guys haven't watched Black Mirror, I suggest you guys watch every single season of Black Mirror. There is an episode about how people treat other people on the internet, and it's quite extreme. It's like a radicalized version of what we currently have in the 21st century, but it's like people wanting other people to die and threatening them and all of this. And whilst that doesn't necessarily happen to the same extent, it's like people need to take a chill pill. I really hope that cybercrime becomes a bigger thing in the next decade. I hope that people on the internet can be literally, like, you know, disciplined for saying awful things to other people. You know, there's a difference between being mean, being unnecessary, and literally, like, harassing somebody, making somebody literally, like, cry and not want to use the internet anymore, not want to live anymore. There are so many things. I love it that I'm talking about this and everybody's literally talking about Billy. It's I guess some people are behind on the live stream, but yeah, I don't know. I just don't get why Billy had to do it at all. I've already explained it. I feel like I'll explain this again, and if you can't rationalize it, if anybody here can't rationalize it, then that's fair enough. But it's like, from my perspective, being a live streamer, right, it can be quite stressful when you've got dozens of people all telling you to do the same thing, or hundreds of people all telling you to do the same thing. Oh, don't worry, Melissa, it's fine. But so many people telling you to do the same thing, and they're all encouraging you. Loads of them are giving you money, and you're kind of on like a high, adrenaline's kicking in, you're getting hundreds and hundreds of dollars, maybe even thousands of dollars, and you think, holy fucking shit, this is the biggest live stream of my life. You know, do I want to stop this and maybe regret it? Or do I want to follow through and see where the rabbit hole goes? Because that's literally the situation. It's like fucking Matrix. You got the blue pill and the red pill. You got to pick whether you want to end the story early or if you want to follow that rabbit hole down. And that's exactly what Billy did. Billy the rabbit now, he went down that rabbit hole all the way to the bottom. No, Heather, no. No, definitely not. I definitely wouldn't think of Billy as a potential victim, and I think the word victim needs to be used a little bit more seriously by people on the internet, because I think it's just a little bit contrived, in my opinion, a bit unnecessary. Yeah, that was kind of strange. That's actually, thank you for reminding me, Funeral Bride, because I forgot that. You know, I feel like I'm trying to cover a lot of information right now. So there's a scene in the interview where Onision actually dry humps Billy quite aggressively too, and it's really dark, so you can't really see Billy's expression and really sense how they really felt about it. And I don't really care to assume. I mean, some people I've been seeing people on Twitter saying that, you know, that Billy's complicit, that he you know, is comfortable around Onision, that Onision could hump him. But I think one thing that some people need to get through their fucking skulls is men can be sexually assaulted too. Straight men as well, as you know, can be sexually assaulted, and it may not be very common or as common as gay men and women, but it does happen. It does happen, and for some men, it can really fuck them up. So yeah. Yeah, sorry guys, I feel a bit uncomfortable talking about that subject. But yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, I agree with you, Trash. I didn't hear, or I haven't been told that he ever said, go ahead, hump me. And it really does follow up with Onision's kind of behaviour, because I mean, even when he was coming out from his driveway, he was running like a Neanderthal, acting like he had some sort of disability. He was acting like he was deranged, and it's just strange to me that this man thinks it's okay and funny to behave like that in public. You know, this is the kind of shit that you would expect from a 16, 17, 18-year-old, right? It's the reason why a lot of teenage girls, a lot of younger girls, want to date older guys. It's because they look at guys their own age and they think, what the fuck? I do not want to date pieces of shit like this. And it's just weird to me that Onision is behaving like one of those men, like one of those boys, like one of those teenagers. It's a very strange concept, in my opinion. And I think the only girls that really like guys who act like that are girls that are even younger than those guys, which is where you get into the ages of 13, 14, and 15, especially. He acts a lot younger than he is. Onision is encroaching 35 years old, if I am correct, or he's around that age. He's in his mid 30s, and he's behaving like he's half his age, like he's like 17, 18. Yeah, interesting. 34. Close enough. Thank you, Nathan. I don't care to have records of people I talk about. Could you imagine? But yeah. But yeah, anyway, I think Billy will be okay with it. You know, the fact of the matter is, he made thousands of dollars. I guess the good thing about the internet is things blow over. You know, unless you do something egregious, like atrocious, things blow over. And whilst yes, we are talking about it this week, we won't be talking about it next week. We definitely won't be talking about it next week. There'll be people who don't like Billy who will probably bring it up for the next, you know, couple of years or whatnot. But, you know, the general populace, the mainstream media will finish talking about it very, very quickly, because it's always about moving on to the next big thing. Watch us talk about it next week. No, I have no interest in revisiting things. I like to talk about something once and then kind of leave it there. I was really concerned for Billy's mental health after. He was really shaken and upset. Really? Christ. See, the thing is, I haven't seen anything about it, so it's, you know, maybe guys, I really shouldn't be talking much about Billy, 'cause if I don't understand how he felt and the way he perceived everything, you know, maybe I might be missing the point. Has Billy made a video about it yet, or has he made a statement, an official statement? It'd be interesting. I think he should. Maybe express himself, because I thought Billy and Onision weren't friends. I just found it quite weird and unusual that they were talking and that they met up. It's just strange. See, if Billy, I'd like to know why Billy is upset. Is Billy upset because he was embarrassed by Onision and honestly sexually assaulted by Onision? Or is he upset because of the backlash? Because if it's the latter, I don't really I don't really feel anything for that. You know, there's a lot of people who they do things, and they usually do it for money or clout or something. And then as soon as they get like a lot of backlash, they realize, oh, I made a mistake. Then to realize the reason why you realize it's a mistake is because you've been given a lot of backlash. I don't know. It's just not conventional to me, to be honest. For your old friends who met up again, I would think most people would be a little touched to see someone they were close with after some time. Yeah, and Onision, the way that Onision talks about people, I think he like has this weird relationship with his friends and those who are close to him. He kind of, you know, the way that he would like, I remember like seeing the DMs between him and some of the alleged victims about how he was like, you know, me and you were close. Like he almost talks about his relationships in the third person. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. It's very strange. It's like he's practicing for his shitty books. It's just a weird vibe. Billy was upset about everything, I think. Also, the drunken peasants guy kept making fun of him. Yeah, you know what? Like, I feel like that's more reason to not fucking collab with douchebags who you don't know very well. You know, just don't collab with assholes. You know what I mean? But yeah, you gotta remember, a lot of these fucking guys are in like their late teens, early 20s. They don't fucking have any perception on life yet. But whatever. Right, Kaylee. Yeah, that's a shame. You know, if Billy was being bullied, that sucks. Late 30s? Who's late 30s? Tell me. I think it's from the backlash, but I also I think also because he wasn't the tough guy he wanted to come across as. Yeah, maybe. Really? The guy's in his late 30s? I didn't really get that vibe from any of those dudes. I'm not gonna lie. It felt really immature to me. Yeah, frat boy type stuff. No, I get that. Why is everybody who's involved in this in their 30s? I feel so out of my element being in my like in my 20s. This is so weird. But anyway, I don't really want to talk any more about this because it's evident, guys, I do not know shit about their ages, and I feel like maybe I need to do some more research on these people. I just feel like it would be weird if I sat around trying to find out information about these various characters, like how old they are. They're, you know, it's just weird, man. Bad vibes. Bad vibes. Not my cup of tea, if I'm gonna be honest with you. Why are all the younger people more mature than these guys in their 30s? You know what's funny, Tali? Like, back when I used to live stream, there was a lot of people who were older than me who would literally sit on the app and just cause drama. They'd stir up fights and argue about the most petty of shit, yeah? And I'm literally, at the time, when I first started doing that, I was like 22 years old, 23 years old. 21, 22, yeah? And some of these people were like more than 10 years older than me. Some of them 14, 15, 16 years older than me. And it really goes to show, guys, that age is just a fucking number when you're of age. Yeah, when it comes to maturity, when it comes to the way that you hold yourself as a person, age is just a fucking number. Yeah? How old are you? I'm 24. I'm going to be 25 in a few months. I'm excited for my birthday. Halfway through the decade for me. I'm another year closer to death, which is exciting. Yikes, did I just say that on live stream? Yes, I did. Yeah, I honestly, anybody who calls themselves mental health master, I don't really know if I could watch that. So it's a weird vibe for me, unless you literally are like a experienced psychiatrist with like years of experience. Not really my vibe. But I'm sure the guy's nice enough, eh? You're still a baby, Loki? Yeah, I'm a baby. I'm a baby, everybody. Just recently came out of the vagina, you know, just last year, you know, plus 23 years. Guys, I actually had to like count up 1 plus my age, take away 1. Not good math, guys. Go back in. Okay, Hogan, cheers for that. That's cool. Actually reminds me of an episode of Vikings, but let's not talk about that right now. A lot of older YouTubers were super edgy back then. Yeah, I think the interesting thing about like YouTubers, especially like a lot of older YouTubers, is they haven't like adapted to this generation. They're still like almost caught in that edgy, like that edgy that's kind of vibe that used to be really, really predominant on YouTube. I mean, look at like Shane Dawson, for example. Shane Dawson was somebody who actually adapted, somebody who changed their content and became very, very successful from it. But then back in the day, Onision and Shane Dawson were doing like the same type of shit. They were doing the same sorts of like these skits and these little these joke videos and stuff like that. And whilst Shane's content predominantly got better and better and more kind of professional and adult, it seemed like Onision plateaued completely and just continued doing the same shit year after year. Yeah, you're right, April. And I've actually spoken to some of my friends about this. You might be a bit surprised to hear this, but I am quite like, I'd like to think of myself as, I'm not really PC. It's more the fact that I'm just respectful, especially in public. I don't want to say things that are going to make other people feel like shit. But I'm British, and I love Little Britain. And then if any of you guys have watched Little Britain, you'll know that the kind of shit they say on that show is not PC at all. The kind of comedians that I watch and listen to aren't PC. But whilst I enjoy that, I enjoy it for its comedy. I don't enjoy the people who are not PC who say awful things to other people and mean it. There's a difference between it being a joke and being for fun and everybody laughing and enjoying it, than you literally saying something that is racist or xenophobic or homophobic and actually bullying somebody for it. So is there any prejudice there? Is the big question, you know? But yeah, that's really it. By the way, guys, my hair keeps getting in my face. I haven't put any like product in my hair today, so it's not really staying where it's supposed to, unfortunately. And that's why I usually wear a beanie. 'Cause when I wear a beanie, I don't really have any issues. My hair will like stay where it is. It will like stay to its sides. But when I don't wear a beanie, it kind of gets in my face and I can't fucking see. Thank you, Brenda. I appreciate that. I'm very majestic. What can I say? I'm fucking Rapunzel, but a dude. It's great. You look a bit floofy today, Loki. Yeah, I'm like the big fucking pillow monster from Neverending Story. Have you guys watched that? Like a 1980s movie. Good shit. It's good shit. Sebastian, the adventure, the hero. Yeah, interesting stuff, guys. I was always called Sebastian, actually. Thank God I fucking wasn't. Fucking God I weren't. Although to be fair, Sebastian's not that bad of a name. I could basically be called Seb. But no, I'm actually called LowkeyLoki, so it's on my birth certificate, guys. Do you like Tim Mitchell? I mean, I do, but I don't know, like, I just, I'm trying to think of, like, I want to tell you, I would love to sit and talk to you guys about my favourite comedians and actors and musicians and all sorts of shit, but that should be for another live stream, not this one, definitely. Love the dragon thing from that movie. Yeah, that's what I was talking about, the giant pillow monster. The big fucking... It looks like a Pekingese dog. Like, that's literally what it looks like. One sec. These fucking dogs. Honestly, I very rarely see anybody with this dog where I live, like, at all. But they're fucking... Look at it! Look at it! Oh, it's amazing. That's you? No, I'm a... I'm one of these. I'm one of these. That's me. Literally me. Literally me. Like, the long face, everything. The eyes. We got the hair, the neck, the slender body. Yeah, it's me. It's me. Christ. Yeah, it's called an Afghan hound. I love them. I love them. Beautiful dogs. Very, very beautiful. Their puppies are so cute too. But anyway. Yeah, it's called an Afghan hound. Anyway. We're done here, everybody. It's been a good stream. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. You know what's funny? I said I wasn't going to do an After Dark today. But... why not? Let's do an After Dark. We didn't enjoy. Ah, never mind. Brenda says she didn't enjoy, so I guess I won't do it then, if that's the case. No, I'm only kidding. You're more a Saluki? That sounds extremely Japanese, but... Oh, they're actually really pretty. They're actually really pretty. I guess it's like me with like if I cut my hair a bit. Oh, they're so pretty. Yeah, I guess that's more me, I suppose. I have a really weird like story about dogs and them. I don't know if I ever want to share it because it was a really weird thing that happened to me when I first started as a live streamer. Really weird vibes, man. Anyway, we don't want to hear it. You do, Hogan. You definitely do. I've got the best stories. Anyway, I'm going to fuck off now, guys. I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Peace out. Cool, Abby. That's nice. Okay, Trash. Well, have a good one, Trash. Have a good... everybody's leaving. See you guys. Bye, everybody. Bye.